everyone. I hope your first week of online classes wasn't totally nuts. Probably was. Certainly was for me, but we're just figuring it out as we go. So thank you to those of you that reached out with questions and clarifications. I appreciate that so I know what's happening. A few things. This Wednesday during class time, but then also a few other hours of Wednesday, I'll post the times. I am going to just be on Zoom, and I'll host virtual office hours. That's the word. Virtual office hours on Wednesday, in case you'd like to come on and ask any questions about this week's assignment or the proficiency exam, and you just want to say hey. So I'll post that info. That'll be this Wednesday. Okay, so same structure as last week. Today I'm going to cover the materials that you're going to prepare for next week's skills check, and then Wednesday we'll talk about proficiency exam. So today we're going to cover A-flat major and A-flat melodic minor. So these fall into the irregular category, just because, especially because of the minor, it's a little strange. If you look at your appendix, page 390, I'm not going to play the major scales for you because of that resource I've shared of the teacher who recorded all the major scales in an aerial view. I think you can just do that, but I do want to make sure we're clear on the fingering. So as far as the right hand is concerned, the right hand does follow the rule of 2s and 3s. So if you want to make a marking there, you can. It starts on 3. Now the left hand is a little strange. You might want to underline this on your appendix. So it looks like the rule of 2s and 3s, 3, 2, 1, but you actually cross over to 4. So you might just put a box around that 4 or underline it. So 3, 2, 1, 4. Make some markings so that you know that that is different. Okay? So please use the resource that's posted in the announcement so that you can see the major scales. I want to go over and talk about melodic minor. So we will use the fingering on page 391 as a reference. Just note that it's harmonic minor, so I'm going to have you write in a few differences, so make sure you have a pencil. Now, the right hand fingering is going to be exactly the same as it was in the major. Awkwardness of melodic minor, it follows the rule of 2s and 3s. Shouldn't be too bad. The left hand is a little pesky, okay? Now, I'm going to have you write in a fingering, so make a note. I'm looking at page 391 in the top left quadrant. Underneath G-sharp / A-flat, underneath the left hand fingering, write the word melodic. The left hand melodic fingering, I'm just going to have you write 1 octave up, 1 octave down, okay? Left hand melodic fingering is 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then coming down, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so feel free to rewind if you need to. So coming up, you follow the fingering that they have written. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3. But then coming down, you go to 4. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play the 2 octaves. If you need an up-close view of this, please just shoot me a message. My camera is like jerry-rigged on my stand right now. I can't pick it up, but I'm happy to send that if you need it. So I'll say the fingering as I go. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3. Coming down, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. both the major and minor are black, white, black. It's going to be the alternate fingering. So right hand, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2. In the minor, I just lower the middle. Left hand, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4. And then lower the third. Okay, so then chord progression. I am not going to step through that again because it's the same system. Again, if you need that one-on-one, please reach out to me. I am just going to point out that when we go to first inversion, the 4 chord is in root position. Outer notes move in a half step for the 5-7. Then when we are in the second inversion position, 5-7 chord is in root position. So you have those tricks running through your head. If you need any one-on-one help, please reach out. Okay? So scales and chords, you'll record and send to me for next week. All right, so if you would please go to page 246. Now this assignment doubles up for test 2, which is in 2 weeks. So, because you have the proficiency exam coming up, yes, I am going to have you keep doing scales, but I'm trying to make your assignments very applicable so that you have plenty of time to work on the proficiency requirements. So, due next Monday, you're going to play measure 1 through 24. And then for test 2, this is your repertoire piece. You play the whole thing. Okay, so this skills check will directly prepare you for test 2. So this is a rondo. If we were in class together, I would ask what you know about rondos, but I can't do that, so I'm just going to tell you. So a rondo is a piece that has a reoccurring theme, an A theme, with varied episodes coming after each theme. So typically at the top of page 246, these are the typical rondo forms, A, B, A, C, A. So it's not just a binary form that's repeated. The episodes, the B's, the C's, the D's, are each different, but the A theme reoccurs. So I was told in my theory classes to remember abaca and abacaba. Those are the top 2, abaca and abacaba. Those are the most popular rondo forms. A-B-A-C-A and A-B-A-C-A-B-A. So in this announcement, I'm going to post a few YouTube links for some popular songs that are in rondo form. One thing to note too is that modern pop music is written in kind of a rondo form. A chorus, the chorus of modern pop music, if we called that the A section, and the verses, if we called that B, and then the bridge, C. We have this idea of a reoccurring chorus or A section. So the A acts like a chorus. So, if you take out that pencil you have, we're going to mark up the sections first. So first things first, let's mark all of the A's. Okay, so ideally I'd have you pause it right here and mark up all your A's. I'm going to go ahead and continue. So of course measure 1 is an A. Measure 1 through 8 is the A section. Then if we look at measure 9, that looks different, so we're going to skip over it for now. Okay. Measure 17 is the next time that I see this repeated material, and I see that it's actually identical to the first A. So I don't call it A prime, I just call it A. Then I have different stuff. Turn the page. Measure 33 through 40 is identical to A again. So good news is, once you learn measure 1 through 8, you know about a third of the piece. Also, your requirement for next week is just A, B, A. Okay, so it's really only like 16 measures. Okay, so then measure 9 would be B. Measure 25 would be C, because it's different. And then measure 41 would be D, because it's different than all the others. So the form that we have, if you look at the top of 246, underneath abaca, we have, I guess it would be abacada, A, B, A, C, A, D. I made a mistake. We don't return to A again. We end on D. Okay, so next what I would likely have you do is write in some counting for measure 1, write in counting for measure 3, anything that could trip you up. We notice that this is in the key of A minor because we have no sharps or flats, and the left hand starts on an A fifth. And if I play those first 2 beats together, it makes an A minor chord. Okay, so looking through, I also notice that measure 1 and 2 is identical to measure 5 and 6. Measure 3 is ascending. Measure 7 is descending. And I take note of some intervals that might trip me up. So like in measure 4, I see D to E, that's a fourth. Oh my goodness, B to E. I've been working outside all day and I forgot how weak I was. So I'm a little drained, sorry. And then in measure 8, your right hand lands on A, left hand C, A. So that's A section. I'm going to go ahead and play through that. I highly suggest you listen once and then maybe rewind and try to play it with me. It's really not so bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will end up going faster for your test, but that's about where I'd like it for next week. I would like you to really pay close attention to the staccatos and legatos. So looking onto the B section, I want you to notice that measure 9 into 10 is the same as 13 into 14. We have this parallel motion. Both hands play E, D, C. Then the right hand is pretty sight readable. Then E, D, C. Left hand is pretty sight readable. So I'm going to go ahead and play that B section. Maybe listen once and then try it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the little right hand idea in measure 10 through 12 is very similar as the left hand idea, measure 14 through 16, but we do have a few changes. So I'm going to go ahead and play measure 1 through 24. This is what to do next Monday. Again, I would suggest that you listen and then maybe practice it, revisit this video, and try to play with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So something that I forgot to say as well, going into the B section, because we moved to the relative major C, you do need to move your hands to C position. So that's that. That's what's due next Monday. Wednesday we will add on to our proficiency requirements. So make sure that you review last Wednesday's lecture, because we're going to add on from that. Please don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'll have virtual office hours on Wednesday, and I hope you have a good week. You can do this.